Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, since this Bradley versus Pacquiao rematch is such an intriguing and interesting fight that I'm really looking forward to watching, I had to make another video about it. And I just may make some more videos about this fight before we actually get to see it. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you guys multiple pictures of the first fight to kind of give you guys a better insight of why I see the fight playing out the way I believe that it will play out. But before we get into the breakdown of this fight, let me first say this. You know, I always tell you guys that when it comes to the sport of boxing, fans are very emotionally attached to their favorite fighters or the fighters that they hate. It's all about which fighter these fans are mostly attached to, okay? For example, I made videos before, multiple videos, telling you guys that I thought Deontay Wilder, the heavyweight, is overrated. I completely broke it down in the video, telling you guys why I don't think Wilder is the next Lennox Lewis, the next Riddick Bowe, Holyfield, etc. Now you go down to the comment section, and most people agree with me. Some people don't agree with me. That's normal, right? But it was all respectful. There was no name calling. There was no playing the race card. There was none of that. But when I did my videos criticizing Nonito Donaire years before he fought Rigo, telling you guys I believe someone like Rigo would beat him decisively, telling you guys why I believe Nonito Donaire was overrated, showing you guys video footage, pictures, etc. When I did a breakdown talking about him, now all of a sudden, the comment section, it looks a lot different than when I was talking about Wilder. Now, don't get me wrong, the majority of people still agree with me, but you still had this chunk of people that start sending you all of these personal messages. They want to attack the messenger. You just don't like Donaire. You're just a hater, etc., etc., right? This is the exact same thing that people are doing when it comes to Manny Pacquiao right now. This is what people also did when I did my Canelo Alvarez breakdown. People were sending me messages, you just don't like Canelo, etc., right? You know, it's interesting because when people send you a message, they watch a video, they see you're talking about nothing but boxing. You're breaking everything down. You're looking at the attributes, you're looking at the flaws, etc., right? And a person's only response is to say, you just don't like that guy. And what's so interesting about someone saying something like that is they're making an admission and they don't even realize that they're doing it. Because what you're basically saying is you do like this guy. Not only do you like this guy, but you are solely basing your prediction off of the fact that you like this guy. See, to me, guys, that's called dumb money. It's called dumb money because what you're basically doing is you're only thinking with pride in your heart. You're not thinking with your brain. See, and that's what separates me from people who think this way. That's what people are doing right now with the Pacquiao versus Bradley fight. Now, this is not to suggest that Pacquiao doesn't have a great chance of winning this fight, because he does have a good chance of winning this fight. But when you have people sending you messages saying, oh, you're just picking Bradley because you don't like Pacquiao, because you're extremely biased, and etc., etc. See, and once again, that's the difference between me and people who think this way. And see, I could talk boxing or do a prediction breakdown without allowing my emotions to get in the way and alter my prediction. For example, when it came to Curtis Stevens fighting against Gennady Golovkin, I'm going to tell you right now, I like Curtis Stevens personally more than I like Gennady Golovkin because I can relate to him more, because he's all-American. Gennady Golovkin, he's from another country and he doesn't even speak English, okay? But the point that I'm making is, when it came to me doing a breakdown, I didn't allow that to alter the way I did my prediction. Who did I pick to win the fight? I still chose Gennady Golovkin to win the fight. Why? Because I thought that Gennady Golovkin, he was a better fighter. He had better tools to win the fight. That's no different than the people who hate Floyd Mayweather. They hate Floyd Mayweather, but the majority of them, they still pick Mayweather to beat Canelo Alvarez. Why? Because they knew that Floyd Mayweather was a better fighter. They weren't going to just say Canelo is going to win just because they liked him. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a whole lot of people who had, some Canelo money coming in. But what I mean is the majority of boxing fans that have a little bit more knowledge of the sport, that hate Floyd Mayweather, they were all picking Floyd Mayweather to win the fight because they knew that he was just a better fighter. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this Bradley versus Pacquiao rematch. Now, like I told you guys, I scroll through the comments every now and then. Ever since this Google Plus done basically took over, I haven't really been able to read all my inbox messages like I used to. Unfortunately, I can only read a couple of them, and I don't even get to read them all. But the point is, I scrolled through some of the messages, read some of the messages, and I see that a lot of people are just, like I said, once again, emotionally attached, and they're saying things that I truly believe they know aren't true, but they say it because it makes them feel better, and they hear so many other people saying the exact same thing. This is what happened to Manny Pacquiao. Like I said, you hear Manny Pacquiao say something that doesn't make sense, like, oh, I was too nice to Tim Bradley, or Tim Bradley, he was running in the ring, that's why he really broke his ankles, etc., etc. Manny Pacquiao, he got this from all of his fans. It's the exact same thing. Manny Pacquiao, he kept hearing fans walk up to him saying this over and over, and even if he believed it or not, eventually it got to the point where he started to say, yeah, that's true. That's right. I was too nice to him. Even if it makes no sense at all, you just get so used to so many people saying it that it seems like the norm to say it yourself. So anyway, I've been watching this fight every now and then, probably twice a week, ever since the fight has been announced, this rematch, of course. And this picture that I'm showing you guys right here is one of the reasons why I believe Tim Bradley is going to have a major advantage in this fight. Now, if you guys look at this picture, you see what I've been talking about in my previous Pacquiao-Bradley breakdown videos, which is Tim Bradley is moving to his left. This picture was snapped right after Manny Pacquiao threw his favorite punch, which was the left hand, and he missed the punch because Tim Bradley was moving to his left, using his foot movement, the same type of foot movement that Marquez was using. But I truly believe that Tim Bradley is far more dangerous with his foot movement because unlike Marquez, Tim Bradley, he adds head movement into it. And also, he'll just ambush you and he'll attack you every now and then like he was doing in this fight right here. Once again, I cannot understand why you have Manny Pacquiao fans that send messages saying things that they completely know aren't true, like Tim Bradley was running, etc., etc. Let me tell you guys something. In the first round and the last 3 rounds, that's when Tim Bradley did the majority of his moving. If you look at this picture right here, where is Tim Bradley at? Tim Bradley is in the center of the ring. Once again, guys, if you know about boxing the way I do, like I said, I'm not just a fan. I live boxing. And if you understand boxing inside and out, then you would understand that when you are in the center of the ring, you're not running. Running is when you keep bouncing off the ropes from one post to the other post, and you're just constantly moving. Like I said, Amir Khan versus Lamont Peterson. Khan versus Marcos Maidana. If you want to go all the way back, Hector Camacho versus Julio Cesar Chavez. I can name tons of fighters, but let's go back to this Amir Khan versus Lamont Peterson fight since I have the picture up. I want you guys to look at the picture. Now look at Lamont Peterson's legs. Look at his whole body, but mainly look at his legs. And then look at Amir Khan's legs and look at his body structure. What does it look like? By just looking at this picture alone, doesn't it look like Amir Khan is retreating? Because Amir Khan's legs are going backwards and Lamont Peterson's legs are going forward. This is what you call someone running. Amir Khan wasn't able to keep the fight in the center of the ring. He allowed Lamont Peterson to control the ring generalship and basically control the rhythm of the fight. All right? Another thing about fighters that usually run and completely rely on their legs. Usually when you see a fighter running, you know what comes hand in hand with running? Holding someone. And the reason why is because usually a fighter who completely relies on his legs is not that good of an inside fighter. And that has been true when it comes to Amir Khan. That's also true when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. Some would attribute that to Freddie Roach just being a completely overrated trainer and not teaching fighters like Amir Khan or Manny Pacquiao how to fight on the inside. But regardless of whose fault it is, the bottom line is Manny Pacquiao, he does not know how to fight on the inside, and that's another reason why I'm leaning towards Tim Bradley to win this fight. Like I said, when Manny Pacquiao fans accuse Tim Bradley of running, like I said, usually it's the guy you're accusing of running who's doing all of the holding. But in this fight, it was Manny Pacquiao that was doing almost all the holding. The only time I seen Tim Bradley hold was the round when he got hurt in round 4, which is obviously natural for someone to hold when they're hurt. But when you're not hurt at all, and every single time your opponent tries to fight on the inside and you grab and hold him, that obviously shows a chink in your armor. It shows of a major flaw, right? And if you guys don't believe me, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys multiple pictures. Now, in the picture you're looking at right now, this is round 2, all right? And it was multiple holding in all of these rounds. Now, let me go ahead and show you a picture of round 3. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a picture of round 4. Now, what's so interesting about all the holding that Manny Pacquiao did is if you guys look at this picture that I'm showing you right here, it's showing Tim Bradley, he's smiling at Manny Pacquiao. The reason why Tim Bradley is smiling right at that particular time is because the referee had just broke them up from another clinch that Pacquiao initiated. And the reason why, like I said, Tim Bradley is smiling because he realizes Pacquiao is extremely uncomfortable on the inside. This is why it makes absolutely no sense when you hear Manny Pacquiao fans saying all Tim Bradley did was run in the ring. Because almost every single time when Manny Pacquiao was clinching Tim Bradley, it was because Tim Bradley was charging him. It wasn't Manny Pacquiao charging Tim Bradley and Tim Bradley just clinching him. It was the other way around. So this is just one of the major problems that Manny Pacquiao is going to have in a rematch is the fact that Tim Bradley is a very good inside fighter. And Manny Pacquiao, as you can see, he is not comfortable on the inside. Another problem that Manny Pacquiao is going to have, I noticed this, is after Manny Pacquiao, he throws an aggressive combination or maybe a big left hand, he always falls off balance. And once he falls off balance, this is what he usually does. He goes into this turtle shell type defense. But this is not a turtle shell defense like Winky Wright or Ike Corte where you cannot penetrate it. No, Manny Pacquiao's turtle defense, he's wide open for uppercuts. He's wide open for body shots. And this is a problem that he's going to have in this fight. And this is also probably another reason why Manny Pacquiao, he slowed down for the very first time in the championship rounds because of the body punches and also because of Tim Bradley's work rate. Tim Bradley, he forces a lot of fighters to work a lot harder than they're used to working. So Manny Pacquiao fans, I know what your question is. Then how does Manny Pacquiao win this fight? And let me go ahead and show you. This is the only way that Manny Pacquiao wins this fight. It's with this left hand right here. If Manny Pacquiao does not land this left hand, and he can't land it consistently, and if he doesn't learn how to fight on the inside, then Manny Pacquiao is most likely going to lose this fight unless the fight is close and they just give it to Manny Pacquiao because of the backlash of the first fight. I told you guys that in the last prediction video I did about this rematch. And then right after I said that, Joel Diaz, he said the exact same thing at the press conference. If the fight is close, 7 rounds to 5, they're going to give it to Manny Pacquiao. So this is the only way Manny Pacquiao can win this fight. But the problem is he had a hard time landing his left hand after the 3rd round in the first fight. I'm on to the next one, guys.